Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract wealth, success, or love into their lives, while others struggle despite working hard every single day? Maybe you've heard of The Secret, or you've seen glimpses of the law of attraction in passing, and deep down, a part of you is asking, does this actually work? Is this just hype, or is there a real force shaping the direction of your life without you even realizing it? What if I told you that this isn't magic? It isn't some mystical, esoteric philosophy reserved for spiritual gurus. It's a law, just as real and unchanging as gravity. Gravity doesn't care who you are or where you're from. If you throw something up, it will come down. It's consistent. It's predictable. The law of attraction works in exactly the same way. What you think about, you bring about. What you dwell on becomes the blueprint of your reality. Every thought you have, whether empowering or disempowering, is a seed, and your attention, your emotion, and your belief is what waters it. The moment you understand that your thoughts are creative, not passive, not just reflections of what is, but instructions for what's to come, everything changes. Most people are walking through life asleep, replaying the same emotions, the same beliefs, and expecting new results. But reality doesn't change until you change. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And what you are is nothing more than the result of what you believe, what you feel, and what you repeatedly tell yourself in silence. This isn't motivational fluff. This is a truth that governs everything. Look back on your life and be honest. Every meaningful shift, every breakthrough, didn't come when life handed you a gift. It came when you shifted internally. When you started believing differently, when your identity evolved. The law of attraction isn't about visualizing a Lamborghini and hoping it shows up in your driveway tomorrow. It's about alignment. It's about matching the frequency of the life you desire and becoming the kind of person who is a natural match for that life. Because make no mistake, you can't attract success from a place of scarcity. You can't attract love from a place of self-doubt. You can't attract abundance if your subconscious is programmed with fear and lack. That's why nothing changes until you do. The outer world only rearranges itself when the inner world is rebuilt. And if you want to change the conditions of your life, you need to change the conditions of your mind. Think about it. Why is it that two people can hear the same message, read the same book, watch the same video, and walk away with completely different outcomes? One person is inspired and transformed, while the other dismisses it as nonsense. It's not the content, it's the filter. It's the lens you're seeing life through. That's confirmation bias, one of the most powerful forces shaping your perception and your destiny. If you believe that you're unlucky, unworthy, or stuck, your mind will only see evidence to reinforce those beliefs. It will block out everything that contradicts that story. On the flip side, if you begin to believe that life is rigged in your favor, that opportunities are everywhere, that growth is always available, your mind will start pulling in every piece of information that supports that vision. That's not luck. That's the law of attraction in action. Your beliefs act like a magnet. They either attract what you want or they repel it. So if you want more out of life, you have to become more. And becoming more starts in the silence of your mind, in the discipline of your thoughts, and in the way you respond to what life throws at you. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about transforming how you interact with it. We've all been there, those moments when life doesn't go as planned, when setbacks hit, when the clouds roll. And in those moments, you have a choice. Do you feed the darkness, or do you search for the light? Because what you focus on expands. Your attention is the most powerful currency you have, and every second you spend focused on fear, anger, or frustration is a second you're planting seeds for a future you don't want. Most people go through life reliving their worst moments, over and over. They talk about them, they replay them, they identify with them. But energy flows where attention goes. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are the awareness behind the thoughts, the observer who can shift direction at any moment. And once you understand that, once you take ownership of your inner world, you unlock a kind of power that most people will never even glimpse. This is where the law of attraction becomes real. It's no longer just a concept. It becomes a practice. It becomes a way of being. And when you align your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions with the life you want to live, the world starts responding in ways that will shock you. Things begin to happen, synchronicities, ideas, opportunities, connections. You don't chase them, they start gravitating toward you. But it all begins with awareness. Awareness of what you're thinking. Awareness of what you're feeling. Awareness of what story you're choosing to live inside. And today, I want to walk you through exactly how to do that. Not from theory, not from wishful thinking, but from real, tangible strategies that will allow you to use the law of attraction as a tool, not a mystery. We're going to break down the filters that are shaping your life, reprogram the language you use with yourself, and show you how to start living as the version of you that already has the life you desire. Because the truth is simple. When your identity changes, your reality has no choice but to follow. Let's go deeper. The first principle you need to master if you're serious about using the law of attraction to shape your life is confirmation bias. Now, this isn't some technical term you can ignore. It's the way your brain literally filters reality. See, we don't experience life as it is. We experience life as we are. Whatever you consistently believe, you will unconsciously search for proof of come-tos. That's why when you set a goal, when you fix your mind on a vision, suddenly you start noticing people, opportunities, even random signs that seem to confirm that you're on the right path. It's not that the world changed dips, that you started paying attention. Think about the first time you became obsessed with a certain car. Maybe a red Mazda RX-8. Before, you rarely noticed it. But the moment you placed it on your vision board, it started showing up everywhere, at stoplights, on highways, even parked in front of your house. The truth is, it was always there. You just weren't tuned into it. Your mind is a frequency. It's scanning for signals that align with what you've programmed it to find. So if you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, that you always fail, or that people can't be trusted, then you'll filter reality to support that belief. You'll find the failure, the betrayal, the rejection even, when the truth might be far more balanced. And the opposite is also true. If you start feeding your mind with certainty, confidence, and clarity, you begin to believe, truly believe, that your success is inevitably. Your brain will filter for reasons to back that up. You'll see possibilities where others see problems. You'll take action when others hesitate. That's the power of confirmation bias. When you control the story, you control the evidence. But it doesn't stop there. The next strategy is just as critical. Stop feeding what you don't want. You can notice negativity, setbacks, and frustration, but you don't have to give them your energy. Let them pass like clouds. The problem is, most people notice and then they fixate. They talk about it, they replay it. They let it live rent-free in their minds for days, weeks, even years. That's not awareness, that's obsession, and it's not harmless. Every time you relive a painful moment, you're not just remembering it to reactivating it. You're breathing life into it. So that argument at work, that mistake you made, that loss you suffered, if you keep revisiting it, you're not letting it go, you're rebuilding it. And when you do that, you're aligning yourself with more of the same, more frustration, more disappointment, more doubt. That's how the law of attraction works. It responds not just to what you want, but to what you feel. And feelings are fueled by focus. So when you're tempted to complain, to gossip, to dwell, catch yourself. Pause. Ask, is this the future I want to create? Because when you complain about your life, you are reinforcing the version of you that created it. And if you want something different, you have to start behaving like someone who already has that life, even in the smallest things. That brings us to the next strategy, one that's often overlooked. You must feed your mind with intention every day, because just like a garden, your mind doesn't stay neutral. If you don't plant roses, weeds grow. Negativity, fear, doubt, they don't need an invitation. They grow by default. That's why you must be deliberate. I call this mind feed. What are you feeding your mind today? You watching news designed to stir anxiety and fear? Are you listening to people who constantly talk about what's wrong with the world? Are you scrolling through social media that triggers envy and comparison? If so, don't be surprised when your life starts to feel heavy and hard. Your input determines your outlook, and your outlook determines your outcome. This is why I personally don't watch the news. Not because I don't care about the world, but because I care too much about what's happening inside of me. I protect my mental space. I guard my filter because I know it shapes my reality. And that's your job too. Filter out what weakens you. Choose what lifts you. Feed your mind with ideas, voices, and stories that remind you of who you are and what you're capable of. Podcasts, books, videos, mentors. Immerse yourself in a stream of energy that moves you toward your goals. Because the law of attraction is always active, even when you're not trying, even when you're distracted, even when you're doubting. So make it work for you, not against you. Finally, the fourth strategy, perhaps the most powerful of them all. The words you speak to yourself become your future. This isn't about what you say out loud to impress others, what you say silently when no one's around. I want to be successful. I want to be wealthy. I want to be confident. Sounds good, right? Wrong, because wanting keeps you in a state of lack. The more you say I want, the more you are training your brain to stay in desire. In possession, you're telling the universe, I don't have it. And the universe, perfectly obedient, keeps you there. But when you say I am, you begin to shift your identity. You step into alignment. You're not faking it. You're reprogramming it. I am successful. I am a millionaire. I am a powerful creator. At first, it may feel like a lie, but it's not. It's a declaration. It's a seed. Okay? And if you water it every day with belief, action, and consistency, it will grow. That's how transformation begins. Not with evidence, but with conviction. You have to see it internally before it manifests externally. That's why you can't wait for your bank account to say you're wealthy before you feel abundant. You have to feel abundant so that your bank account can catch up. You don't wait to feel like a leader once you get the title. You carry yourself like a leader now so that the opportunity is drawn to you. Everything begins with identity. When you change who you believe you are, everything else changes around you. That's the inner shift that precedes every breakthrough. That's the heart of the law of attraction. And the people who master it, the ones who truly live this art, the ones who are lucky, they're the ones who decided. Tay rewrote their story. They practiced a new way of thinking until it became their default. Until they didn't have to try to feel successful, it was just who they were. That's where we're going next. You see, the law of attraction isn't just about manifesting wealth, relationships, or some dream lifestyle. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about remembering that you are not a victim of circumstances. You are the architect. You are the author. Every day, you are writing the next chapter of your life, whether you realize it or not. So the real question is, are you writing it with intention, or are you letting your past write it for you? Because your past does not define your future. Your pain, your failures, your mistakes, they do not determine what's possible for you. Only your belief does. Only your focus does. Only your vision does. That's why people who rise above aren't the ones who've had perfect lives. They're the ones who decided to give new meaning to what they've lived through. They turned their struggles into fuel. They turned their fears into targets. They stopped waiting for external permission and gave themselves the authority to create something extraordinary. That's the mindset that shifts everything. And I want you to start living from that place. No more someday, no more maybe. Today is the moment where you reclaim control of the story. Today is the day you decide, I am no longer available. For self-doubt, for excuses, for limitations that were never mine to begin with. I am available for greatness. I am available for abundance. I am available for miracles. And it starts by acting like it's already true. Speak it before you see it. Move as if it's already yours. The world doesn't respond to your hopes, it responds to your conviction. The law of attraction meets you at the level of your belief. So believe boldly. Visualize vividly. Feel it with every fiber of your being. If your dream is to pay off your debt and provide stability for your family, start embodying the version of you who's already done it. See it, hear it, feel the freedom. Let it guide your choices, your priorities, your discipline. Like Allison, a single mom who put a photo of her car on her vision board, not as a wish, but as a promise. And within 3 months, she paid it off. Not because luck showed up, because she did. She stepped into a version of herself that no longer tolerated the old story. And that identity shift created the energy, the clarity, and the action to manifest that reality. Or Raphael, who didn't just dream of success, he dreamed of giving back. He dreamed of honoring his mother with something unforgettable. A trip to Europe she'd always wished for. And he made it happen. Not through magic, through decision. Through consistency, through belief that moved mountains. These aren't fairy tales, they're blueprints. Because if they can do it, so can you. If you're willing to do the inner work, if you're willing to stay in alignment long enough for your reality to catch up. Because that's what most people miss. They visualize once, they affirm for a few days. Then they look around, don't see change, and go right back to old patterns. That's not attraction, that's desperation. Real manifestation is built through repetition, through identity, through persistence in the unseen. You have to become so anchored in your vision that the lack of results doesn't shake you. Because you know deeply that what you seek is already on its way. You just have to stay ready, stay aligned. Keep showing up. The law of attraction is a law, not a lottery. It rewards consistency. It rewards alignment. It rewards the brave. So as you move forward from today, I want you to make a new decision, not just to want something, but to become the person who already has it. Upgrade your thoughts. Upgrade your words. Upgrade your habits. Because those are the signals you're sending out to the universe. And the universe doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to who you are. So be intentional, be deliberate. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Surround yourself with people who elevate your vision. Fill your mind with ideas that stretch you. Refuse to settle, refuse to shrink. Refuse to wait. Start now, start from where you are. Start with what you have. And keep reminding yourself every single day, I am the one. I am the one who breaks the cycle. I'm the one who creates generational change. I am the one who brings the vision to life. And when doubt creeps in don't fight it. Just redirect. Choose again. Choose power. Choose purpose. Okay? Because this life is too short to live asleep. Too precious to hand over to fear. Too valuable to waste on waiting. You were born to create. You were born to lead. You were born to lead. You were born to impact. And the moment you align your inner world with that truth, the outer world will rise to meet it. So don't wait for signs. Be the sign. Don't wait for permission. Move like it's already yours. Don't wait for the world to change. Be the change. Because the moment you stop chasing and start becoming, everything shifts. That's how. The law of attraction works. And now that you know, the only question left is, who are you choosing to become? Step into it. Act as if your dreams have already come true. And then challenge your reality to catch up.